Imagine getting an extra 3,000 to 6,000 pounds, not as a loan, but for simply doing the job you're already trained to do. Yes, teachers in England are now eligible for a brand new retention incentive, and whether you came to the United Kingdom through the Overseas Qualified Teacher Status application, through postgraduate teacher training leading to QTS, or you already hold QTS but are still overseas, this information could be exactly what you've been missing. In fact, if you have QTS and you're currently struggling to secure a UK teaching job or a visa-sponsored role, this initiative might point you toward the very schools that are most in need of teachers like you. So don't go away. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bridget, and if you've been following my updates on teaching opportunities in England, especially the QTS and teacher training pathways for international teachers, you're going to love today's news. Some of you reached out after successfully arriving in England to teach. Others are still in postgraduate teacher training, and some of you are still overseas, qualified, ready, but waiting for the right opportunity. So when I came across this government initiative for teacher retention, I knew I had to share it with you, not just to inform you, but to help you use it strategically. It is also intended as guidance for teachers overseas who already hold QTS and have found it difficult to secure teaching jobs in the UK by helping you identify where the real opportunities actually are. So here's the headline. The UK government has introduced targeted retention incentive payments for teachers working in specific subjects and specific schools. It is a one-off lump sum payment of either £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 or £6,000. The exact amount depends mainly on how disadvantaged the school you work in is. Schools serving more disadvantaged communities attract the higher payments. The aim of the initiative is simple: to keep skilled teachers in the classroom, particularly in subjects where teachers are in short supply. Now stay with me here, because the next part determines whether this applies to you now, later, or not at all. Let me explain very clearly and very honestly who qualifies. First, you must hold a recognized teaching status. This can be Qualified Teacher Status, QTS, or Qualified Teacher Learning and Skills Status, QTLS. QTLS applies mainly to teachers in further education settings. The eligibility rules for further education teachers are different and more specific. But for clarity and accuracy, this video will focus on teachers with QTS. So if you hold QTS, whether you obtained it through Overseas Recognition, postgraduate teacher training, or any other approved route, you meet the teaching status requirement. Second, you must be employed as a teacher in England. This is where the distinction really matters. If you are still studying on a postgraduate teacher training course and you are not yet employed as a teacher, you are not eligible yet. Being on a course that leads to QTS does not qualify you on its own. If you are on a salaried or employed training route but have not yet been awarded QTS, you also will not qualify until your QTS is officially confirmed. However, and this is very important, if you already hold QTS either through Overseas Recognition or after completing postgraduate teacher training and you are employed as a teacher in England, then you move into the eligible category. This includes newly qualified teachers and early career teachers. You do not need to have been teaching for years. You must also be teaching pupils in secondary school age groups, typically ages 11 to 16. If you teach primary age pupils, early years, or anywhere below secondary level, you are not eligible for this particular incentive. Third, you must be teaching in a state-funded secondary school in England. This includes academies, maintained schools, free schools, and schools within academy trusts. Independent or private schools do not qualify. Now, please listen carefully. Not all state-funded schools automatically qualify for this incentive. Only schools and academy trusts that appear on the government's official eligibility list are included. This list is updated by the Department for Education and is based on evidence of teacher shortages and school need. I'll place the direct link to the eligible schools and trusts in the description box so you can check your school. So this part is especially for teachers who already hold QTS but are struggling to secure visa-sponsored teaching jobs. Teachers with QTS should actively review the list of eligible secondary schools and academy trusts and make targeted applications. These schools qualify for this scheme because there is documented evidence that they are struggling to recruit teachers in these subjects. In other words, these schools are not just eligible, they are actively in need. Applying strategically improves your chances of securing a role and potentially benefiting from incentives like this. The fourth eligibility is your teaching subject. To qualify, your teaching timetable must be mainly focused on one or more of the following subjects: mathematics, physics, chemistry, or computing. At least half of your contracted teaching time must be in one or more of these subjects. Fifth, you must be employed directly by the school or institution. You qualify for the incentive as a supply teacher if you are employed directly by the school and not through an agency, and you must have worked for at least one full term. You do not need to be a full-time teacher. Part-time teachers can qualify if they meet all other requirements. If you meet these conditions, you can apply during the official application window, which opens in March and closes in May for each relevant academic year. The next application window opens from 2nd March 2026 until 31st May 2026 for the 2025-2026 academic year claims. For those still in postgraduate teacher training, this incentive is something to plan towards. Once your training is complete, your QTS is awarded, and you secure a role teaching the right subject to the right age group, this opportunity becomes available to you. Now, a quick but important disclaimer. This video is intended to guide and inform, not to replace official advice. Eligibility rules, school age requirements, subject lists, and payment amounts can change. Always confirm your individual eligibility using official government guidance and with your school's HR or leadership team. Nothing here should be taken as legal, financial, or immigration advice. If you're unsure, don't assume. Confirm. If you find this video informative, please like it, share it with other teachers, and subscribe for more clear, honest guidance on QTS routes, postgraduate teacher training, and teaching opportunities in England. Your comments also help me understand your situation and what content you need next. So don't leave without writing one. This is Bridget Aram. Stay informed, stay encouraged, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.